What is up? Uh, what is up, guys? This is E Ninja watching 4 True Creepy School Lockdown Stories.
The video contains content that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
What the fuck?
It started out as a normal morning. My friends and I talked and waited for our tribe teacher. For those who haven't heard of tribe, it's a class kind of like a study hall, but you have exact days where you do homework, read, have gym time, or just chat with friends. I mentally groaned when I remembered today was a special occasion where if you had paid your book fines, you could go to the gym. I had forgot to pay my fine and was sent to the library to read. I didn't mind. The book I was reading was very interesting, and I prefer the quiet over a loud gym, but it would have been nice to see my friends. The other students and I took our seats at the tables. After a while of reading, the principal came over the intercom and told us something like Red Lockdown. Red Lockdown meant it was very serious and we need to act quickly. While the other kids scrambled to where the librarian said to go, I sighed and closed my book. I noticed another girl in my grade was looking scared. She asked something like, "Is it okay if I stay with you?" I shrugged and said, "Sure." We went into the tiny back room and sat down, her practically halfway sitting on my lap. I awkwardly sat with all the people crowded around me. The two librarians came in and of course decided to sit right in front of me, making me feel like I was squashed into the cage. The only thought going through my mind was, get this over with already. After 20 minutes or so, the principal said it was safe to come out. All of us were curious to what had happened, but the principal wouldn't tell us anything. Later on, I found out what happened. At the high school a few blocks away, a student had brought a gun to school. He had family issues, and when he came to the school, he had got a girlfriend. She ended up breaking up with him, and he brought a gun to school the next day. It was said he planned to do one or two things. One was to kill himself in front of his girlfriend, and the other was to kill his girlfriend and then himself. It was later found out that he was just doing it to...
What a dumbass. Fuck you, man. What the hell? Oh man, that's the stupidest thing you can do. Kill yourself because you got dumped. Man, what the fuck?
get attention, but very disturbing nonetheless. My neighbor, who went to school with him, said the guy was walking right behind him and he never thought anything of it. The more unwavering part is that he said the classroom doors had been unlocked the whole time, and he wasn't informed about what was going on until after the student had been arrested. As far as I know, he's in jail right now and won't be getting out anytime soon. So a student who brought a gun to school, even though I've never met you personally, let's never meet.
This one took place when I was about 14. I'd recently changed schools. My mum was waiting with me at the bus stop to show me the route I should take home. A family friend, about 15 at the time, and her friend, who also went to my new school, were also waiting for the bus. It was about 3 in the afternoon. My school was in a shady area. They had been locked down in the past because of people robbing the nearby pharmacy and running across the oval with guns. Across the road for the bus stop was a pawn shop, so you can just imagine the kind of people who went in to pawn their stuff for drugs. Anyway, we were at the bus stop when a really odd-looking woman walked out to the pawn shop and crossed the road. She was a fake blonde, in revealing clothing, and was missing most of her teeth. She looked like an addict judging by her wrinkled skin. She came over and stood up, watched me and the other kids socialise. At one point she turned to my mum and asked, "Where are the girls going?" Mum replied that she wasn't sure, a lie of course, but this incident was really creepy. The woman watched us for a little while longer before walking off. I have no clue why this woman wanted to know where we were going, and I probably wouldn't want to know. I'm just so glad my mum happened to be with us that day, because that woman was pretty scary.
Hell yeah.
It happened in 2014 in November. I'm a senior in high school and graduating soon this year. I remember feeling dreadful and not wanting to go to school because somehow I knew that something bad was going to happen. After arguing with myself to whether or not go to school and texting my friends, I decided to go to my mum and tell her I won't be going to school since we only watch movies and eat free food given by the teacher. I finally convinced her and went to sleep. 2 of my friends also told me that they're not going to school. Then I received a text message from my dad and friends that came from the school. It says the school is going on lockdown. All students and staff are to remain inside the class. The police are on their way. The student is allegedly threatening all the staffs with a weapon in hand. This is normal for me. School lockdowns when there's trouble. It happened twice in 5 years. At first, my school wasn't as bad as it is right now. We had a student council and we look up to them, and they regulate school rules and are always the ones to stop the fights or anything that will harm the students. That was in 2011 and 2012. When the seniors who were all a part of the student council graduated, everything went bad. As in bad, my school was suddenly reported for drug deals, fights inside the school, my school wanting to fight another school and bomb threats. I can recall events where police were escorting a student a year below me. I was in year 10. So this wasn't anything that's surprising except the last sentence. I read it again and again to make sure I'm reading it right, and I was. The next day my friends who were at school told me what happened. Apparently a guy who's 6 foot tall went on a rampage when a teacher told him off for not doing his work and not graduating. The creepy thing though was that he's in the same year as me. I often see him in school and he's looking harmless. He broke the school's windows in the 700 block, went to the cooking class and grabbed a kitchen knife as a weapon and threatened everyone that he will kill them. They called the police and made the students go to their classes and remain in class until the police gets into the school. Fortunately, they were brave students and knew how to defend themselves and decided to imprison the student in a closet taller than him. A student kicked the knife away from his hand and they pushed him into the closet and locked it until the police arrived. I don't know what happened after that. There were rumors that he was put on jail, suspended, expelled, and went to another school. It was a good thing I wasn't there. Many times my instinct had saved me from danger, and this is one of those that I won't forget. Too lucky. Who's as tall as a bamboo? Let's never meet again. Edit. My friend, who was a witness to what happened, told me that it happened last year in November. I'm sorry for any confusion.
This story takes place when I was around 12 or 13. Around 2005-2006, when Empton was really big. I met a girl in my grade who hung around my group of friends, but I had only just met her. I'm going to call her Alice. She was a very overweight girl who got picked on a lot and apparently didn't have the best home life. So I tried to be nice to her, even though she gave a few red flags of not being the most stable person. So anyway, here's my story. It was a Friday after school and I was waiting for my bus to go to my dad's for the weekend. My bus was one of the last to leave and Alice comes up and starts talking to me and asks if I want to hang out with her at her grandparents' house. I told her I was going to my dad's, and my dad, myself and my younger sibling were supposed to go see a movie that night. She's really insistent and I eventually say I have to go check in with Dad. I call him from the office, he surprisingly says yes. He tells me to be at Alice's at like, I'll say 7:30 or something, to pick me up for the movie. We walk round town a little bit and then go to her house, and she immediately goes to her laptop and signs into MSN, with me sitting next to her. I ask her who some people on the list are because I recognise next to none of the people on it. She tells me she has a lot of friends online, which at the time I thought was super weird. Instantly a bunch of people started messaging her, in particular one guy I'll just call James. I don't remember his real name. His personal message script says something to the effect of, I love my sexy babe Alice, and get even more weirded out. She says the guy is her boyfriend who is like 16 and she hasn't even met him but apparently lives just a few hours away. She tells him she's hanging out with a friend and he asks something like, oh, turn on your webcam, I want to see if I know her. But I didn't know her well enough to protest, so she turns it on but he doesn't turn on his. He starts really creeping me out by saying things like, oh, your friend is hot, as you are, and telling me I look hot and should take off my sweater. He makes weird passes like we should make out, and stuff like that, and innuendo about freedom which I don't really understand at the time. I ask why he doesn't turn on his webcam, and he says because he doesn't have one. And I start getting even more suspicious. I tell her I want to get off the computer and go hang outside and play with a rabbit. And she tells him we have to go and starts getting really pissed off at her, and obviously manipulating her into staying on. I think he's a fucking creep, so I go outside alone and pet her rabbit in its little enclosure, and she eventually comes outside. She tells me they got into a fight but made up and is coming to finally visit her next Friday and wants us all to hang out, even though I directly spoke to him and said she isn't good friends and many red flags. I brush it off and we have an uneventful evening until my dad comes and picks me up. Sunday when I go back to my mum's place, I go on MSN and I have a friend request from someone. someone I don't know. I assume it's a friend from school. The email seemed very middle school-esque, so I added it. As soon as I do, a window opens to something like, "Hey sexy girl." I ask who it is, and surely enough it's James. I say I have to go and just block him. Monday at school, Alice was talking to me at lunch. She said he really liked him and he was coming Friday for sure, and asked if we were still on for hanging out. I make her some excuse about having to go to my dad's again on the bus, and she drops it. I believe it was the following Friday as school went into lockdown. They lock everyone in their classroom, and we turn off the lights and can't leave until it comes over the PA. It is all clear. Everyone assumed it is a drill, and we do work quietly at our desks and talk. The lockdown lasts most of the period before it is over. In between the next class, the vice principal grabs me outside of class and tells me to come with him to the office. I follow him and he doesn't talk until we get there, where the guidance counsellor is sitting there with a female cop. I'm like, what the fuck? They just say that they have a few things to ask me, but I can call my parents if I want to. I have no idea what it is about, and I tell them no. The VP asks if I know Alice. I say yes. He asks if I know a guy named James, and I say no, but Alice does. He tells me the guy wasn't really 16 years old. James, but a 40-some-year-old guy. I'll say it was Tom or some crap. I was freaked out as hell, but I told him I just knew he was supposed to meet her after school, and that was all, and they don't let me go.
Fucking
The cop just kind of sat there and took notes. I didn't know much about it for a while, but I pieced together eventually through what Alice said about it and others kids who were at the front of the school when he showed up. Apparently the guy showed up saying he was her uncle and it was an emergency. The receptionist in the office was suspicious and asked for proof, as he wasn't on the list of emergency contacts, I think. And of course he didn't have any. She called the principal out and the guy was irate, demanding he send her down. He got even more angry and said, "Guinea pig with hats know who I am." This is why they briefly questioned me. Something to that effect. They freeze and ask him to leave. He won't, so they call the cops and lock down the school, and he just goes nuts in the office apparently. I'm really scared to think what could have happened to that girl. He knew what school she went to, and my best guess is he got impatient to do whatever to her. I don't think he was charged because he was clearly mentally unstable. Shortly after, I cut ties with Alice because she was into a lot of risky behaviour, but even after that.
It's your friend's birthday.
Wait, what? I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is.
And you want to find something that's just right for them. What do you choose?
What the fuck? Oh. Oh, it's just that. Damn. I have no words to describe how disgusting that story was. Like, yuck. 40-year-old with like a fucking 13-year-old. What the hell? That's disgusting. Yeah.